Welcome to the House Nerds. I'm Jennifer Morris.
And I'm David Lawson.
And it's so nice to see you, but I liked seeing you in person much better. If you missed our last episode, you missed a good one. Go back and check it out.
Yeah, I'm glad you're home safely. I know you had a long drive that night.
It's a little bit of a long drive, but definitely worth it to see you and Rebecca and the kiddos.
Yeah, good. Well, last time we had a good time talking about design and getting your personal style into a house and, picking out all of the things that kind of go into what makes your house a home. But today we really need to talk about specifications, why they're important to the bank, and also why it's important to make those decisions about your build with your builder and your designer as you're getting going in that whole process.
Yeah, normally when you go into a loan process specifically, you want to have those things dialed in because change orders can be a little bit of a headache, but more than anything, it slows down your building process. A lot of things that you want to take into consideration, we've talked about this a lot, are things like materials and
Right.
what finishes you're going to have on your home. Are you going to have hardwood, tile, linoleum? What, sort of sinks are you going to have? Those types of things are really important to know from the get-go because that is what the bank is going to loan upon.
Right. And other things are like solid countertops. You're going to have quartz or granite. You mentioned flooring. Are you going to have a masonry build, or are you going to have wood cladding? Those things go into the value of the home.
Yeah, there are a couple things that the bank doesn't really look for. It's not going to affect the value of your home. And
Colors
that
of paint.
Yeah, colors of paint, that's fine. As long as there's paint on the walls, that's
Right.
fine. Um, minor things like that, but I would always check with your builder, always check with your loan officer just to make sure, because the last thing you want to do is change something that's going to affect your loan.
Right. And now it's a really weird time in history. We've talked about this in the past. People are getting into trouble with supply chain. Like they may have spent a lot more on their lumber package, getting the house out of the ground, and getting it dried in and the roof on and stuff, and then decide they want to skimp on other things to make up that space in their budget, which is a bad idea. Which is why you need to work with the lender to make sure you got some padding, make sure that house is going to appraise for more than it costs to build, because you can't go back and change those things that will affect the ultimate value.
Yeah, especially right now with supply and demand, we're seeing significant swings in lumber, in brick material, masonry. And so, for instance, I have a contractor friend who just posted that he purchased a pallet of wood for about $1,600 last week, and this week went to go purchase the same exact pallet of wood, and it was over $2,400. So that is a big swing, and you can imagine if you're building a home what that might do to your cost of materials and having to go back to the lender, which is another reason why you do not want to be at your high debt to income ratio and high
Right.
loan to value. You want a significant pad in your construction loan just in case you need to bump that loan amount.
And having those specifications also helps keep the builder accountable, making sure that they deliver the things that you have said that you wanted, whether that comes to electrical or security systems, or the types of finishes that go into the house, making sure that you're getting what you paid for also.
Yeah, so the builder will have to work with the appraiser hand in hand along the way to meet those mile markers and prove that those items are being checked off and that they're done according to code and specification again. So the lender is constantly going back to those specs to make sure that what is being delivered is in line with what was already said on your specifications. And if it's not, there's going to be a requirement to go back and put it back to and or make it to specification.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about the loan process, which is super important, and all the accountability that comes from the bank. But some people choose to build with cash.
Mm-hmm.
But getting those specifications during the design process is still really important to making sure that you get the house that you guys want.
Yes, because even if you're paying cash, again, both of you, it's a black and white document that you can go back to consistently and say, unfortunately, this is not meeting the specification that we agreed upon. So please, make those changes accordingly.
Yeah, and so just be careful, when you get to the end of your build, don't like take a bedroom out and decide there's going to be attic space, or
Yes.
change major things like that. But hopefully this is helpful information, and hopefully we can help you guys with your next build. I know that, Jenny, you serve a lot of people who are first time builders, and so do I. And so this education is really
Yes.
important during the process to help them through those material processes. So if you have any questions, please reach out. We're happy to help.
Always happy to help. Thanks, David. It's so nice to see you again. And thank you to all of those who are watching. We're glad you're here.
All right. Bye.
See you. Bye.